Hello everyone, I am Nilesh Nalawade, Assistant Professor in Mathematics at Karmavir Bhaurav Patil College, Vashi, which is Empowered Autonomous College. Today we are going to explore an exciting and fundamental concept in mathematics, which is probability theory. This topic is widely used in business, finance, statistics, and decision making. We will cover the concepts such as random experiment, sample space, events, and important probability theorem. Let's begin. By the end of this lesson, you will able to calculate the probabilities, understand the fundamental concepts, apply the probability rules, analyze the relationship between events, and solve practical problems. Let's get started. A random experiment is one where the result is unpredictable. Each time we conduct it, we might get a different outcomes. Tossing a coin or rolling a die are classical examples of this. Every time we toss a coin, we might get a head or tails, but we can never predict it and with the certainty before the toss. That's why probability is crucial and it helps us to measure the uncertainty. Possible outcomes and sample space. Sample space is simply the collection of all possible results. If we roll a die, there is a 6 possible outcomes as we know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the sample space contains all 6 numbers. Understanding the sample space is essential because probability is calculated based on the possible outcomes. Here we see the table of possible outcome of rolling of 2 dice. There are 36 possibilities when we roll the dice 2 times. I think you are getting the point. Now let's talk about the events and their types. An event is a subset of sample space. It represents a specific outcome or group of outcomes from a random experiment. Event can be classified into different types. First one is simple event, compound event, certain event, and impossible events. In a simple event, it consists only one outcome. For example, if we roll a die and get a 5, this is the simple event because it has single outcome. In the compound event, more than one outcome becomes a possible. Let's see the certain event. Certain event is that which always happens. That means, let's see the example. When rolling a standard 6-faced die, we guarantee that getting a number between 1 to 6. This means there is a possibility to getting 1 to 6 number. That means there is a no chance of getting other results. In impossible event, it can never be happen. Just like predicting getting a number 7 from 6 faces die, which is an impossible event. Yeah. Now let us discuss how to calculate the probability of independent events. Two events A and B are independent if occurrence of one event does not affect the occurrence of other events. The formula for calculating the probability of two events happening together is probability of A intersection B is equal to probability of A into probability of B. For example, we tossing a 2 coins. The probability of getting head on the first coin is 1 by 2 and probability of getting head on the second coin is also 1 by 2 since these two events are independently occur. We multiply the probabilities of these two events. That means probability of getting both two heads is 1 by 2 multiplication with 1 by 2 which is 1 by 4. Now we will take another example. The probability of rolling die for getting a even numbers which is 2, 4 or 6 on a die. there are 3 by 6 possibilities, that means 1 upon 2. And picking a red card from the pack of card, which is 26 by 52, which is also 1 by 2. So these two events are independently occurs, because rolling a die and picking a red card from the pack of card, these are different events. So these are totally independent. That means probability of these two events occur is probability of A intersection B is nothing but the 1 by 2 into 1 by 2, which is 1 by 4. Algebra of events. We perform operations on the events. Union, A union B. Either A or B or both occurs. In the intersection A intersection B, both events A and B occur together. Third one is complement of event A, which means A does not occur. These are the three types of the algebra of events. Let's take an example. If we roll a die and define event A is the getting even number, which is 2, 4 and 6, and define the event B as getting the number less than 4, which means 1, 2, 3. Then probability of A event and probability of event B comes together as A union B, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. And A intersection B is simply singleton 2. And event A does not occur, which means complement of event A getting the values 1, 3 and 5. Let's see the diagram, which will clear. Mutually exclusive and exhaustive events. Mutually exclusive events cannot happen at the same time. For example, rolling an even and odd number. This event cannot happen at the same time. So that means in rolling a die, getting even number and odd number same time, which cannot be happen. And exhaustive events cover all possible outcomes. That means rolling an even and odd numbers. If we roll a die, rolling 2 and rolling 3 cannot happen at the same time. So the mutually exclusive events and rolling even number or odd numbers covers the all cases. So such examples are mutually exhaustive events. Complementary events. The complement of event A includes all outcomes which are not in A. That means probability of A plus probability of A complement, which is nothing but even, because we know that sum of all probabilities becomes 1. As we know, probabilities values lies between 0 to 1, and sum of all event happening chances becomes a 1. For an example, if the possibility of rain is 0.7, then what is the possibility of rain which not coming, which is 0.3, that means 1 minus 0.7. So both probabilities together makes the value 1. Now let's see the classical definition of probability. As we know, probability is calculated as P of A equals favorable outcomes upon total number of outcomes. For an example, if we roll a die, probability of getting 3 is 1 upon 6, and drawing a king from deck of 52 card is 4 upon 52, which is 1 by 13. So this is the simple classical definition of probability. Addition theorem of probability. For any two events A and B, probability of A union B equals probability of A plus probability of B minus probability of A intersection B. This diagram clearly shows the addition theorem. If we want to find the probability of drawing red card or king card from the deck of card, we use this formula to avoid double counting of red kings. So this diagram clearly indicates the addition theorem of probability. Independence of events. If two events A and B are independent, that means there is probability like P of A intersection B is P of A into P of B. For an example, when tossing two coins, the probability of getting heads on the both is 1/2 into 1/2, which is a 1 by 4. So these two events are independently occurs. So calculating the independence of two events is just probability of A intersection B, which is probability of A into probability. Let's take the simple examples. That means we are going to apply the rules to the particular examples. Drawing a spade or an ace, probability of spade or ace, which is 13 by 52 plus 4 by 52 minus 1 by 52, because an ace and spade having same type of cards having common probability, which is 1 by 52. This probability can be subtracted from probability of A and B. Let's take another example, which is rolling of two dice for getting sum 7, which is 6 by 36, and drawing a queen from deck of card, which is 1 by 32. Conclusion and summary. In summary, probability helps us to measure the uncertainty. We discuss sample space, event, probability rule, and theorems. We covered all these concepts. As we know, probability is widely used in statistics, finance, and machine learning, marketing analysis. That means probability is not just a mathematical concept, it plays a crucial role in decision making, risk assessment, and predictive modeling also. Thank you all for your attention and participation. Probability is a powerful tool that helps us to make informed decisions in everyday life. From predicting weather to analyzing the risk in the business, keep practicing, stay curious, and remember, understanding the probability helps you to think logically and make perfect choices. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Keep learning and all the best.